Hi, and welcome to the Guardian Way. Today's episode 99, is about active shooter and the operations plans for businesses that all potentially could encounter this situation. Our co host and producer, of course, for this series is Garrett Thomas, the founder of Guardian Protection Force. Good morning, Garrett.
Good morning. Active shooter training has been really popular these days. Obviously, anybody who tunes into the news sees that these situations do occur, unfortunately, and they are happening a lot more than they have in the past. Uh,
Garrett, what I'd like to have you do for our audience today is, you've had so many experiences around this in terms of protecting businesses and developing plans and such. Why don't you just kind of walk us through some of the key things a business should consider and all businesses should consider in dealing with an active shooter?
Yeah. So there's a lot of options out there. So somebody looking for active shooter training and plans, maybe they're Googling it and they're just going to Google active shooter plan, active shooter training, or whatever it may be. They'll find they'll be inundated with options. You really need to consider there's people out there that they'll just send some plan to you and you can go, okay, great, that's perfect. Now we have a plan. But there's a few things to consider. One, that needs to be customized to your organization, your industry, and your employees, what you're doing there. The other is that the person who is doing this training or doing this plan understands security. They understand the environment, that they have the operational knowledge. They've been in environments in which this is something that they know very well. And then the third thing is make sure that the employees are engaged in this plan and any trainings that you're doing. So it's not enough to just have some sort of plan and it's posted on a wall somewhere. Employees have to be engaged in this. And that often is in training in person.
You know what, Garrett? This is just great information. And I know that we put together previous podcasts where we laid out elements, but it's really important that they get a grasp about the importance of having a security firm, not just some AI generated response,
Sure.
a true security firm that can come in there and go, okay, you're in this geo market, you've got a higher risk, those kind of factors as
Mhm.
well, right?
Absolutely. We're living the day of AI. I'm sure there's people out there right now going on Chat GPT and saying, give me a active shooter training plan, and they'll spit something out, and then they think, okay, I got what I need here. But what does that really do for you? Your employees need to get that training, and they need to be a part of that plan. Understand the scenarios that take place during active shooter situations. What are the stats behind these situations? And what do they actually do when this happens? How can they reduce the loss of life or stop it from happening in the first place? And then what's the stats on that? That's really, really important that they are engaged in this, that they're actually being trained on this plan that you have. And I think that's the most important thing here, is that everybody involved is aware of what's going on. So don't make the mistake of going on Chat GPT, getting the plan, and then just posting it on the wall somewhere.
Oh, you know what? This is great information. I'm sure our audience can sincerely appreciate that. So obviously you've got the capability to do that, but let's, in just closing this out today, why don't you wrap up on some of the different services and maybe a little bit more on active shooter and what you guys can do in terms of connecting with companies, and then lead us out of this episode. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So some of the things that we can do is a no-fee site assessment, workplace violence prevention development. That is now a demand of the state of California. If you're operating in California, you have to have that. AI camera systems, guard and patrol services, armed, unarmed, plainclothes, security operations plans and assessments, contentious termination services and executive protection, and of course, active shooter plans and training.
That's great. Well, Garrett, until we see everybody next week, will you sign us off?
Absolutely. You have a great day. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time.